All right, what's going on, guys? Trey back again here to bring you another video. This one's going to be talking about the Walking Dead discussion topic. A lot of people have suggested this one, so I really wanted to get this one out of the way, do this video, talk about it. Been suggested for a while by a lot of people. And that is kind of just how the zombie apocalypse could have overcome the military. So to the point where, let's just focus on the United States, but worldwide sort of too, how the zombie apocalypse would have not been able, the military would not have been able to control it. Well, I think that this is an interesting topic. Specifically, let's focus on the United States. Forget about the other countries because they can be doing their own thing. In the United States, why in a story like The Walking Dead, the military would not be able to control a zombie outbreak is most likely because, well, first off, in The Walking Dead, I want to say that because there is a rule, basically everyone's infected, okay, with airborne contagion. And as a result, when they die, they will turn to walkers. They'll become zombies themselves. And then when they become walkers, they can, bite somebody else. And then when they do that, that will kill that person and turn them. So thereby you have that becoming viral. At the time that anyone dies, at any point, they will become a walker. So that being known, that's not exactly an easy thing to keep under control. If that becomes a situation where the second anyone dies, they're going to become a walker, then you have the birth of the virus spreading wherever it is, at any time when anyone dies anywhere. So in order to try to control that, because people die every day, everywhere, it would just be insane. Like hospitals, people die. Like you'd have to have staff working at hospitals just putting zombies down all the time, in order to try to control it. It's just the type of thing that it's so viral, you can't control it, because as soon as anyone dies anywhere, they're going to spread it, and outbreaks would just happen. You can say that the military would do well at the beginning by keeping the numbers down and maybe controlling and killing a lot of them. But eventually they're going to be overrun because more and more are just going to keep coming. Wherever they are, wherever they set up base and they try to control it. Let's say it's a city, like let's focus on Atlanta. Let's say that at Atlanta and Fort Bennett, the military sets up a camp and just starts killing everybody in Atlanta. But how many bullets do you have? I mean, as that spreads in the city, you're not talking about like one wave of walkers of a herd. You're talking like hundreds coming all the time, day and night, all the time. Eventually, even with tanks and machine guns and all this stuff, eventually they're just gonna overwhelm them. There's no way the military can possibly keep that under control. It's just no way, because of the fact that when they die, they become walkers. It could sprout up anywhere. You could have one hospital in a small town, all of a sudden somebody there dies the next day and they bite somebody and just spreads like wildfire throughout the whole town. Was the military going to go to every single town, come in and just annihilate everyone? It's just not going to happen. Plus, most of the military in the United States is often in other places. So, at one of their bases in another country, like only a small percentage of the U.S.'s military is actually in the United States during, like let's say this happened a few years ago. Well, a lot of the troops are going to be in Iraq, other locations all over the globe. In terms of, troops actually stationed in the States compared to the population in the States, is like probably less than 1%, so that's one military personnel for every, 100 people that will eventually turn to walkers probably. So, it would be impossible for them to, over a long-term basis, control the outbreak, control the spread, and before you know it, it would just be everywhere. The military would be, doing their best. At the beginning, they'd probably do pretty well, but over time, they'd start running out of supplies. The fact that the U.S. military is disbanded, like it's all over the world. It's not just stationed in the U.S. Because no one really attacks the U.S. except for, well, terrorists, but that's a whole other issue. No other country. When was the last time a country attacked the United States? Japan? Pearl Harbor? Was that the last time? That's probably the last time. The United States itself geographically was attacked. So, most of the military is spread all over the damn globe. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on the military and why they wouldn't, in this story in The Walking Dead, why they couldn't control the spread, the outbreak. And I think that if something like this was to happen in the real world, which it's not going to, or yeah, it wouldn't, but let's just use our imagination, assume it did. I still don't think in the real world the military would be able to control it. Maybe for a little while they do some good, but supplies are going to run out. There's just so many of them. Like you're talking probably 100 walkers or 99 walkers to every one, soldier. I mean, you can mow them down pretty fast with a machine gun, but you're going to run out of bullets, and it's just not going to work. So, yeah, so those are my thoughts on it, guys. Let me know what you think about it. The military not being able to control the outbreak and the spread of infection, and walkers just taking over, man. Later, guys. Peace.